Right, today I'm going to work with you through the rest of this exercise. So hopefully you've got this downloaded from yesterday's work. And the only question I'm not going to do with you is question 9. And that's for the reason that I would really like you to have a go at 9 and upload that to me so I can give you some individual feedback on it, or and also go through it before like the next lesson after you've had a chance to do that. So question 9, that is what I would really like to see. Lots of you doing great work. A few of you not really seen much of yet. Have a go. It's not as difficult as you think working through these videos. Right, so you can download and print this off, or you can just write it down as you go. Right, we've got 18 students in a test. We've got to draw an ordered stem and leaf diagram. Now, by the way, if you haven't paused it and had a go, do that now and then go through. I'm setting it up to do it twice, looking for the smallest values. It looks like it goes from 60s up to 90s. So 60, 70, 80, 90, 86 goes there, 91 there, 65 there, 77 there, and so on until I end up with something looking like that. Now I quickly check I've still got 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and I do. Right, so I've got one of the 3 marks that I would get for this. Now I put the key in, I pick any value, maybe go for that 86 there, and just write that equals 86. And it's scores in a test, so I'm just going to put marks, because you should always put some sort of units down. 60, 70, 80, 90. Now we've got to put it in order. So I can see I've got 1 0 there, 2 3s, a 4, 2 5s, a 7, and a 9. 4, 8. Yeah, 8 of them. Then there are 2 zeros for the 70. So 2, a 5, a 7, and an 8, a 6 and an 8, and a 1 and a 1. So that gets me my 3 marks there. The other question at the bottom here, work out the probability that this student has scored more than 80. Well, first of all, there's 2 marks for this. How many students are there altogether? It's out of 18. So if we picked one at random, it's going to be something out of 18. That'll get 1 mark. Now we want a score of more than 80, and more than 80 is that one, that one, that one, and that one. So there are 4 scores bigger than 80. So it's 4 over 18. You can simplify it to 2/9 if you like, but there's no marks for doing that. You don't have to. With probability, just leave it as the fraction, the easiest fraction you can. Question 6 then. Pause the video and have a go at this one. So range, if you remember, is the biggest value, take the smallest. So the biggest is going to be that, and the smallest is that. So the biggest is 33, the smallest is 17. Now if you've just written 33 to 17, that doesn't get you the mark. The answer is the difference between 17 and 33. So you can do that with column subtraction, or you could do it with a little number line if you wanted. 3 up to 20, another 10 up to 30, plus another 3 to 33, 10, 3, 13, 16. So the range is 16. Work out the median age. So the median age is the one in the middle. Now how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if we add 1 to how many we've got and divide that by 2, that's a 7.5. So that means in between the 7th and the 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's in between those two. So we've got to go halfway between 25 and 27, which is 26. Now if you didn't quite understand that, there is another way we can do it. We could cross out the biggest and the smallest and then keep doing that, making sure, notice I have a little pause between each pair that I do, if I do that, then I'm left with those two in the middle, so then I know that it's got to be bang in the middle of those two. Very similar to what we've done in the first two questions. You've got to start by doing an ordered stem and leaf diagram to show the information, and then part B is to work out the median. So pause the video and have a go at doing that. What is a little bit different as I do this is that we don't have tens and units, we've got units and tenths, but it's no different really. Smallest value is 1 point something, so then 2 point, 3 point, and we've got some 4 points. And then I'm just going through 2.9, 3.5, 2.1, 3.8, 3.7, 1.6, 3.1, 2.4, 2.9, 1.5, 3.5, 4.4, 1.8, and another 1.8, and 2.3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 15. So that's me 1 point. Now the key is extra important, isn't it, when we are talking about decimals? So I just picked the first one, I think this time. 1.6 is equal to 1.6, and the unit is kg, kilograms. That's how heavy things are. Right then, so into order 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we've just got the 5 needs to be at the beginning for the first 4. 1, 3, 4, 9, 9, 1, 5, 5, 7, and 8, and a 4 there. Now working out the median, there's not very many, so I think I'll do the crossing out way of doing this, but it would be between, because 15 plus 1 over 2, because we've got 15 objects, is 16 divided by 2, which is the 8th, so it will be the 8th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I'm predicting it's going to be that 9 there. So biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, and there it is, that 9 in the middle. Now of course it's not a 9, it's actually 2.9 kilograms. Same thing to do here again for question 8. Draw an ordered stem and leaf diagram for 3 marks, and then followed by that 2 marks to work out what the median speed of these 20 cars are. So as ever, pause the video, have a go, and then see whether or not you agree with me. So it should be starting off with 55, 70, 67, 58, 69, and so on, which gets us to something looking like that. So that's not in order. Before I put it in order, I think I'll sort out the key. Now they haven't written key here, and that's what will happen in an exam. They won't tell you to, so you need to write key yourself. Put in thing, pick one. I just picked the first one. 43 equals, what is it? It would be 43 miles per hour. So there's my units. Put the key in a nice box. And then for the final mark, we just need to put it all in order. So there's a 2 at the beginning, 3, 5, 2 7s, and 8 and a 9, and carrying on, that should get to something that looks like this. And just double check, we've got 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And part B there, work out the median speed. So if you haven't done that yet, pause the video and do it now. 20 plus 1 over 2 is 10.5, so it's between the 10th and 11th results. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. It's between those two, which is a little trickier than what we had before, because that's 52 and 55. So to make sure we get halfway between those, we could add those together. 52 and 55 makes 107 divided by 2. Well, if you divide 107 by 2, you get 2 goes into 10 5 times, into 7 3 times, with 1 left over. So it's 53.5 miles per hour. Right, just one more question to do. Question 10. Again, this is very, very similar. Part B comes after this and is working out the median score, and then there's just one little question, extra little question to have a look at. So pause the video, do what you can, and then see if you agree with what I've done. And your unordered bit should look like this. And before we go on to ordering it, if we make sure we've written our key, I'm going to pick the last one this time, I think, just for a change. 8, stem 8 is 88 marks, isn't it? So it's whatever their score is. So there's our key. So the ordered stem and leaf diagram will be 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We'll have 0, 2, 3 and 9. There's 2 1s at the beginning, then 2 3s. Sometimes, you know, they ask you what the mode is, and the mode, sometimes people get this wrong because people look for the single digit that there's the most of. So if we were looking at this, just as I go, I'll make sure I don't make a mistake here. Oh, there's 7 different digits there. Which one have I missed? 2 2s, a 3. Oh, it's just the 8 at the end. A 4 and an 8. So if we look at this, there are 3 different 2s, there are 4 different 3s, there are 4 9s. So some people might say it was 3 and 9 being the median, being the mode, but actually the mode is because we've got these 3 9s in a row. These are the same. These are actually 59 marks, aren't they? That 9 is nothing like the same score. It's 49 instead of 59. Anyway, I digress. So that's our ordered stem and leaf diagram. Just to double check, of course, we should count them. How many should there be? 4 rows of 5 makes 4 5s are 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we had 20 last time, and it was between the 10th and the 11th, wasn't it? I'm going to do the biggest and smallest technique and then check that that is between the 10th and the 11th. Smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest. Get the idea. Smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest. Looks like it's going to finish up being, looks like it's between those 2 9s. Let's double check that by counting it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So it is halfway between the 10th and the 11th. So the median score is 59. And if it had been the mode score, that would have been the same, wouldn't it? So that's a pretty good average score we've got. Another student sits the test and scores 80. Boris says this means the median will increase. Is Boris correct? You must explain your answer. Well, pause the video, have a think about it. Now, I would go back here, and we've just been told that he's scored 80. So if we were to stick an 80 in there, that would mean we've now got 21 results, and that pushes 21 plus 1 over 2 is 22 divided by 2 is the 11th result. So if I was to go through here and knock them all off, instead of having it between 2, it would actually have just moved up to be exactly on that one. Now that is still one of the 2 59s that we had before. So the median has not increased. So you just have to say no, and although it says you must explain your answer, you have to say something. If you just write no, because it was a 50-50 chance, it won't give it to you. But you just have to say the middle value is still 59. That would do. You could say it's just nudged it up to one of the two that you were going between, but that's going to be more complicated, isn't it? You just need to say that the median is still 59, basically. Will get you the mark. Right, so just remember, I'd love you to have a go at question 9, which looks like this. So if you can't print off and you wanted to just jot it down, you could pause the video and do that now. So it's drawing a stem and leaf diagram, and at the end finding the probability that one of the employees selected at random is younger than 30. So that's a little bit different to what we've done before, but it's like one of the very first questions that we did when in question 5, when we worked out the probability someone scored more than 80. So go back and have a look at that question 5 if you're confused by that. All right, folks, it was a pleasure as always, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.